Good afternoon, this is Glenn Speller with Sport on Suffolk from the BBC. We're live at Wembley Stadium as Ipswich Town go for glory in the playoff final. Barnsley in the opposition on what should be a dramatic afternoon of sport on your #1 football station. Coming up from 3, the whole match live. For the next hour, we'll preview the biggest day in the club's history for 19 years and sample the atmosphere from the National Stadium.
Gets one head on it and another out to Jermaine Wright, runs it into the area. Oh, right foot shot volley down. Holland's there! It's Ipswich Town in the lead!
So the day has finally arrived then. A very good afternoon to you. We did begin to wonder during the week if the day would ever arrive. It seems such a long build-up, but you're listening to BBC Radio Suffolk live from Wembley Stadium on 103.9, 104.6 and 95.5 FM for Lowestoft, and on the World Wide Web at www.bbc.co.uk/Radio Suffolk. If you are listening on the web, then why not email us and tell us what you think of this new development in our coverage, and also about Ipswich Town's performance this afternoon as well. The address is suffolk@bbc.co.uk. Well, we've got reporters covering every angle for you this afternoon. One of those is Keith Beach, and he's got the best view in the ground, haven't you, Keith?
I am just behind and to the left of where Richard Wright has just come onto the Wembley pitch to do his traditional pre-match warm-up. A couple of the coaching team are with him. They are going to take a few pot shots at the goal. Ipswich Town have taken camp on the goal side, where the players will come out onto this pitch in round about half an hour's time, maybe 45 minutes time. The sea of blue surrounding me is a sight, well, it's a sight that Suffolk hasn't seen since 1978, and if Suffolk has the same result come 4:45 this afternoon, then there'll be a lot of people going back along the A12 very, very happy indeed. It's a super atmosphere here today. I've spoken to the players, I've spoken to Matt Holland, I've spoken to Tony Mowbray as they came onto their pitch in their suits, just to have a look around, just to feel the turf, which has stood up very well to 4 games in 4 days. I can tell you that James Scowcroft almost certainly will not be playing. Certainly that was the mood of the players that were talking to me about 20 minutes ago before they started to get changed. No sign of James Scowcroft as the other players stepped out onto the pitch, and I'll be very, very surprised if he is involved at all in this game today. But despite that, Ipswich Town are very confident indeed, and I can tell you the supporters are just, well, they're enjoying themselves, they're having a super day out, and all that they need now is a victory at the end of it. Richard Wright, well, he's limbering up around about the penalty spot. He's doing some hamstring and some calf muscle exercises at the moment. He is the future England goalkeeper. He's going to get much, much, much more experience in front of this Wembley crowd, although it may be a new stadium by the time he plays for England. He's going to be an England keeper soon. He'll prove himself today to be one of the best goalkeepers in the country, I'm sure. And let's hope the rest of the team prove to be one of the best 18 clubs in British football. We'll get into the Premiership come 4:45 tonight. I'll be pitch side for you this afternoon, getting a bird's eye, not a bird's eye view, well, a bird if they're on the grass, I suppose. Certainly it'll be a view very close to the action.
Keith Beach, a flightless bird for you this afternoon, pitchside at Wembley Stadium. Team news to come. We're hoping to get that in the next few minutes or so to give you that crucial news about James Scowcroft, and also an outside chance maybe that John McGreal will play this afternoon. We're getting a whisper from the Ipswich camp that he could make a surprise return to the starting 11 today. But I did tell you, didn't I, that we're covering every angle for you this afternoon. Another of our reporters is our very own Leslie Dolphin, and she's on Wembley Way.
There's a chap here I'm going to have a word with. He's standing here and he's come all the way from Wales, because you're a supporter, aren't you?
Yeah, North Wales in Wrexham.
How long have you lived in Wales?
15 years now.
How long have you been an Ipswich Town supporter?
Well, since 10, when I lived in Lowestoft, and followed them all over the world.
So did you go to Wembley when they were there?
Wembley in 78, but this is a better atmosphere now. There's more true fans here.
How do you think we're going to do?
Well, hopefully a win, but I think it's going to be hard to call. 2 good sides. It's just the atmosphere, taking it all in. It's brilliant.
I've never been before. I can see you're just standing watching, aren't you?
Just watching everything, and friendly atmosphere.
Yeah, I was surrounded by Barnsley supporters earlier on, and they were fine. They were really enjoying it as well.
It's just sad. It's got to be a winner and a loser at the end of the day.
Well,
just hope that's us anyway.
Yeah.
Now, the Barnsley manager, Dave Bassett, has a good promotion record, but not such a good one at Wembley. He's lost twice while in charge, but did win the Amateur Cup in the early 70s as a player. Bassett realises he's up against tough opposition today.
Ipswich are a very good side. They're a good footballing side. They've been close to promotion for the last 4 years, which proves that they're a decent side. And obviously you look at their 2 performances against us where they played very well.
Is that a factor in your favour, the fact that they've been close in the last few years but fallen, and this time maybe they're a bit nearer, but it might be preying on their minds a little bit?
It's difficult to know what the psychological state of the Ipswich players' mind. I'm sure they want promotion equally as much as we do. The club probably need it because of the finances. I'm sure Davy Sheepshanks, the chairman, wants it very badly. So obviously there will be tension in their camp equally as much as ours. I don't think they're going to be any more relaxed about it than us, because they know the prize equally as well as we do is promotion to the Premier League.
And so then, to the man who steered Ipswich to Wembley, George Burley has experienced heartbreak over the last few years as his side continually failed at the semi-final stage. He's been here before as part of that 1978 Cup winning side, and the feeling is just as exhilarating.
In the FA Cup it was slightly different because you had 4 weeks build-up before it. With the playoff final, it's been sort of 11-10 days, so it's all been crammed in, you know, as far as organising things, you know, tickets for going on sale, getting hotels, training ground, sorting things before and after the game. So it's been very much pushed, and that's made it more intensive.
How much are you aware of the rest of the country wanting Ipswich to win? It's been very low-key, Barnsley's build-up, and all the spotlight seems to be on Ipswich.
No, I wouldn't say the rest of the country want Ipswich to win. A lot of people want Barnsley to win. I think we've made a lot of friends with the way we've played over the last few years and the quality of our football. But as I say, it's not you know, just about Ipswich Town. Barnsley have got some very good players. They're a good side. They're the leading goal scorers in the First Division, so it shows you they can be very dangerous.
Well, finally, George, good luck. Does luck come into it and enjoyment as well on the day?
Of course, you know, as you say, it's better being a lucky team than a good team. Certainly, through the last few seasons, we haven't had a particularly fair share of luck, and hopefully it can be on Monday.
Well, they've built the atmosphere up to a crescendo. The PA announcers have done a fantastic job, and these fans are champing at the bit now for this game to get going. We arrived here at Wembley at around about 11:15, 11:30 this morning, and there were hundreds of supporters already outside Wembley just soaking up the atmosphere. The programme vendors and the fast food outlets weren't even open. That's how keen these supporters were to see the National Stadium and to get a feel of the atmosphere, and they've been enjoying it. They've been soaking it up. 87 coaches made their way down from Portman Road this morning. The A12 has been clogged, and also 15,000 supporters on the trains as well. It's a fantastic atmosphere. Mustn't forget the Barnsley supporters either. They've got the other half of the stadium away to our right-hand side, which is away from the tunnel where the players will come out. They've sold about 36,000 tickets. There's a sea of red and white away to our right, blue and white away to our left-hand side, and these supporters just want to get this game going. We'll have the national anthem also before the start of this game. It's like any kind of FA Cup final, and we will also have a presentation of the teams to officials from the Football League and also from the sponsors. I think we're going to be there any second now. The music's just died down here at Wembley, and this will be the last competitive final we will see here at the National Stadium before it's demolished. Referee and the players are lining up in the tunnel. The referee this afternoon will be Terry Heilbronn. It's his final league game, and here they come now. Dave Bassett has a red rose on his suit jackets, and George Burley has a white one. The two little mascots there as well. What a day for them. What a day for them. 22 years ago since Ipswich were last here, and the fans are going to get their first look at the players as the PA just cranks it up another notch. It's a long old walk up that tunnel, but here they come now. Ipswich Town against Barnsley. The fireworks go off, the roars go up, the flags are swung from side to side. It's a sea of colour here at Wembley Stadium. Out come Ipswich Town and Barnsley for this First Division playoff final. To the winners, the Premier League, and to the losers, another season of First Division football.
Well, what a welcome these players are receiving from Ipswich Town supporters just above the tunnel. You can see Jamie Clapham as he came out of the tunnel turning and waving to those supporters. And many of them will never have seen anything like this before, Kevin.
Oh, no way. You know, I haven't seen anything like this. Obviously, I've seen crowds like this, but the fireworks as well, which we've just had, you know, it's fantastic. You know, it really makes you want to get out there. And, you know, I want to get my boots on and get out on that field.
Well, there was one or two supporters this morning who were suggesting that you might still do that on the way in.
Well, I wish I could, but unfortunately, as you know, I'm 28 now and I'm getting on a bit, so...
Have a rest, son. Now look, the players have come through that guard of honour onto this Wembley playing surface. Jim McGilden waving to the supporters. They're going to come and line up, and they will be introduced to the chief guest, who is Dr. Brian Davis, Chief Executive of Nationwide Building Society, Peter Middleton, who's Chairman of the Football League, and David Dent, who's Secretary of that Football League. And the smoke from the fireworks just hanging over this fantastic venue this afternoon.
I'll tell you one thing I've noticed there. James Scowcroft has walked out with the team, which he thoroughly deserves to be there. Obviously, George has said, you know, don't just go and sit on a bench, walk out with the lads because you've had a great season. He's our player of the year, and what a great gesture. Superb.
No one deserves it more,
exactly.
And it must be heart-rendering for him knowing that he's not going to start today. But he's a young man, and you feel that he's got many more appearances at Wembley in his future.
I'm sure he has. You know, he's just sort of this season shown how good he is, and you know, in my mind, he's a certain international of the future. So it'll be time. Obviously, he won't be coming back to this great old stadium, but it'll still be called Wembley, I think. And but he'll be playing here sometime. That's a certainty.
Well, the Ipswich Town supporters waving the flags, the players turning and waving to them, a little nervous, jumping and stretching of the muscles, just making sure that everything's ready to go. And the centre circle completely covered by an advertising hoarding proclaiming the Nationwide Football League. This is the last of this season's playoff finals at Wembley, and the prize is so great, Kevin.
Oh, it's an enormous prize. You know, this is bigger than a cup final, Terry, as you know yourself, and the prize is enormous. And you know, okay, there's going to be a lot of people who go away sad from here, but there's going to be a lot of happy people. Obviously, we can't say what it's going to be at the moment, but in my heart, I think it's going to be blue and white. And what I have noticed in the last two games, the second division and the third division playoffs, the Tunnel End has won both games.
Yeah, and the team
and our supporters,
in blue.
Yeah, and they have been in blue, exactly.
We're looking for anything we can actually get our hands on it by way of lucky charms.
Exactly.
The Barnsley players now being introduced to the guests, and we will then stand for the national anthem, which I trust will be impeccably observed by the supporters who, before the game, when we were looking out of the windows along Wembley Way, were dancing with each other in Wembley Way. And when we see these images of football hooligans, it's nice to balance it out sometimes with the positive side of supporters.
Oh, you know, going back to '78, I'm going to do that a lot today, I expect. But they called that the friendly final. There was no trouble, and this is exactly the same. You know, we had a few boisterous Barnsley supporters in the hotel last night, but there's no real trouble apart from a fire extinguisher being let off right outside my door, I have to say. But you know, it was all boisterous, and they've been talking amongst each other, both sets of fans, and I can't see anything going wrong.
Well, Dr. Brian Davis, the Chief Executive of the Nationwide Building Society, Peter Middleton, Chairman of the Football League, and David Dent, Secretary of the Football League, are just being presented now to the officials. Referee Terry Heilbronn, his final match on the league list, and his officials this afternoon as well. This is a new thing for the playoffs, and in the recent couple of years they've been doing this. It has been treated pretty much up until the last 2 seasons or so as a normal league match, and there'd been no presentation of the players to official guests, and there'd be no national anthem. But we are now going to have the national anthem, and this will be the final part of the build-up to this game.
95.5, 103.9 and 104.6 FM. This is BBC Radio Suffolk. For sport, there's no opposition. Now, time to settle back and enjoy full match commentary on this afternoon's main game, as Sport on Suffolk brings you unrivaled coverage of Ipswich Town. Your match commentator, the voice of Suffolk soccer, Terry Baxter.
It doesn't get any better than this. We're at Wembley, the sun is shining after the rain, and we're ready for a match of football of such high importance, it really doesn't bear thinking about. Kevin Beattie sitting alongside me in the commentary position here. We'll bring you all of the action. Keith Beach down pitch side, and Keith, I think you're going to hang on, aren't you, throughout the match for us?
Terry, it is very, very loud indeed as the Ipswich Town players take pot shots at Richard Wright just in front of me. They are getting ready for a very, very big game, the biggest that they've had since 1978. The pitch, well, that leaves a lot to be desired. I'm sure the match won't do, but the pitch at the moment is very, very wet. So are the people sitting pitch side, but will dry out. And let's hope the match that's just about to start is going to be hot, hot, hot for Ipswich Town this afternoon.
Yeah, keep the eyes peeled throughout the game. We'll be going down to Keith as the action dictates in this game. Quickly, let's go through the Ipswich Town lineup. If you're just joining us, Richard Wright in goal, Gary Croft, Jamie Clapham, Tony Mowbray, Mark Venus, John McGreal, Matt Holland, Jim Magilton, David Johnson, Marcus Stewart, Jermaine Wright. On the bench, Brannigan, Wilness, Rooster, Naylor and Brown. Barnsley, Miller in goal, Curtis, Morgan, Chettle, Brown, Barnard, Tinkler, Hignett the captain, Appleby, Dyer and Shipley. On the bench, Sheeron, Christoph, Jones, Eden and Jeff Thomas. The final, domestic final, 77 years on from Bolton getting victory over West Ham United in the 1923 FA Cup final. What images this stadium has seen in those years. Let's hope, from Ipswich Town's point of view, they're positive images come 5 o'clock this evening.
Oh, they're going to love it. I'm talking about the great old history of the stadium. In the press room, the photos of the big Zeppelin going over the stadium. I think you were in row B or something like that when that flew over.
You saw me waving to it.
I did, yeah. I'm sure I spotted you on that photograph.
Play underway. Ipswich Town in the blue shirts, white shorts and blue stockings against Barnsley in all red. The Orley ball through, looking for Johnson, one-on-one with the keeper. The ball rolls away and goes out for a goal kick, no foul.
But certainly, look, well, from where we are, I looked a foul, but obviously he's hurt his shoulder, David Johnson here. We've just seen a replay, and yeah, the keeper's held him back. The keeper has held him back. It's a penalty to me, Terry.
Well, certainly from where we were looking initially, we thought perhaps Johnson had clattered into the keeper.
Look, he's got his arms round his thigh.
Fantastic hairstyle from David today.
Oh, yeah, he's got his blue tinting. Well, yours, by the way. I thought
it's faded a little bit there, look.
It has, yeah, there's a little bit, just a little
bit of blue tint. I look like Mrs. Slocum. Anyway, the ball forward from Kevin Miller. Venus heading it back. Barnsley in the Ipswich Town half now as Dyer stretches away over on the right. Venus with him, but Dyer's got his pace away from him. Venus will just run it out of play. It's back to Shipley. Good block from McGreal. And again, good defending from Ipswich Town. And McGreal, if there was any doubts about his fitness, has proved there with two very solid blocks that he's looking good this afternoon. He needed to as well.
Oh, I'll tell you something absolutely tremendous. We'll actually tell the truth, Dyer done magnificent getting on Mark Venus, and he's pulled the ball back.
Hignett with a long range shot. Oh, it's off the crossbar. It's come back down to hit Richard Wright, and it's gone into the back of the net. A 25-yard screamer from Hignett. He was the danger man always. In fact, if it hadn't have hit Richard Wright, it would have bounced out. The luck was not with Ipswich Town there, and with some 6 minutes on the clock, it's Barnsley that go into the lead. Ipswich Town a goal behind and work to do.
Well, the thing was, under no pressure, apart from obviously Dyer got round the back, but it reminded me of the Chelsea lad Di Matteo. Exactly the same goal as he scored in the cup final. He's hit the bar, come back, hit Richard Wright, and gone back in. Very, you know, the guy's had a shot. You've got to give him, you know, the benefit of the doubt. He's had a shot, and you know, good luck to him. But you know, we shouldn't have been in that position. We should have got the ball, you know, away first time, anyways, from the Dyer incident.
Well, a little bit worrying as well, the amount of space that Hignett had to line up to get that shot on goal. No one closing him down, and that will concern George Burley, no doubt. Matt Holland getting stuck in. But this is the way Ipswich Town have put their fans through the mincer all through this season, coming back from behind, and it looks like it's game on again.
Well, it is. You know, they like to give us a few more grey hairs all the time, don't they? You know, they make it hard work for themselves, but they've done it so many times this season. Let's see if we can do it again.
Well, Barnsley on the attack again. Dyer just slips for a moment. We'll go down to Keith Beach shortly, but let's keep with the action here. Keith, at that end where the goal went in. Good covering by Jamie Clapham just to slide that out. And Barnsley settle themselves some 5 minutes, 6 minutes on the clock when Hignett right foot shot was a thunderbolt, to be honest with you.
Oh, tremendous shot, absolutely superb, but you know, it could have gone anywhere off the bar, but unfortunately it's bounced down and hit Richard on his back, and it's gone back in.
Keith Beach, that was a screamer.
Absolutely was. Richard Wright very, very unlucky. Super shot, super strike, and bounced off Richard Wright. As you say, it wouldn't have gone in if it hadn't have hit the goalkeeper on the way out from the post. It is very, very quiet around this section, around the tunnel area, the players' entrance area of this ground. The Ipswich Town supporters are used to being behind and coming back. They did it in the semi-final of the playoffs, and let's do it again. But at the moment, a disappointed Town support, 37,500 wanting to have Ipswich back in this game.
Clapham bringing the ball out to Stewart. Needing too much time, not being given it, and now Shipley picks the ball up on the left-hand side, brings it infield. He's going to have a right foot crack at goal. Wright goes down to his right-hand side, but Ipswich Town's defenders are giving Barnsley strikers carte blanche to strike outside the box.
Yeah, what the strikers are doing, they're dropping off the defenders, so we're not going with them, so they're going to get the ball to their feet and turn, and they're giving them a chance to run at us. We've got to close them down. That's terrible defending.
Wright did well to get over there onto his right-hand side. Johnson at the other end, though, trying to get onto the ball. Chettle will put it out for a throw to Ipswich Town.
I think David Johnson there is sort of stretching his hamstrings out and his calf strings. Obviously the pitch is going to be heavy. He's got to be fit. He's played X amount of games this season, so I just hope he hasn't got any like little twinge or something like that.
He's got a problem, I think, with his hamstring, and Richard Naylor is getting ready to come onto the field, and that is a bit of a nightmare for Ipswich. 21 minutes on the clock, a goal down, and David Johnson, I think, will struggle to continue in this game.
Well, he is struggling now, as we can see, he's limping, but you know, nothing against him. He has tried, but to lose our main two strikers is going to be a big blow. But the other lads who's going to play for us, they'll just give, you know, as you know, well, they're going to give 100% anyways.
And now a real worry for Ipswich Town is Richard Naylor will come on, and David Johnson, who will certainly struggling, will have to come off. So early on, George Burley will be concerned that he's had to make those changes so soon. Yes,
obviously, you know, it is a big blow for us, but you know, David, unfortunately, I don't know what he's done. He's got to pull, obviously, but you know, I feel very sorry for him, you know, not being able to take more part, but you know, he's done well. You know, he's done well, but it's up to Richard Naylor now, so let's see what he can do.
And Jordan heading the ball forward, and Naylor immediately getting into the action. Miller coming out and just gathering the ball ahead of him. We're halfway through the first half here of the Division 1 final at Wembley. Ipswich are trailing by a goal to 0 to Barnsley. Listen to BBC Radio Suffolk. Barnsley holding the ball up nicely. Still they push forward. Tinkler on the ball, spreading it out to Hignett, the scorer of the first goal for Barnsley, the only goal of this match so far. Another right foot shot towards goal, just past the left-hand post, and again a free shot for a Barnsley player.
I don't know what our defenders are doing here. You know, we're backing away from them and giving them shots. We've got to get out and do the marking. It's absolutely disgraceful, this is. You know, the defence, the midfield players are going into our forwards and letting them run at them. You know, we're getting boxed up, and so they've got to get out and put the man under pressure.
Ipswich holding possession, Clapham coming inside. Stewart's gone out wide left, comes to him now. Can he get a good ball into the box? First time ball whipped in, looking for Holland. Away it goes from Tinkler for Ipswich Town's first corner of the game.
Yeah, great. I say it's something. That was Matt Holland's shot there, I thought was on its way in.
Over on the far side, Magilton will thump this one in, and it comes now towards Mowbray, headed away. Only as far as Clapham backing up. Ipswich pull out, goes out wide. Magilton again. Another ball into the box, looking for Venus, and Mowbray's there! Tony Mowbray has scored for Ipswich Town, and we're back on level pegging. The old man of Ipswich, his second goal of the season, and none more important than that one. It's 1-1.
I'll tell you something, he's come up with the biscuits again, hasn't he? Absolutely superb. Tony, you know, he's disappointed with their goal, and you can see that there, but mind you, you've got to give Jim Magilton a bit of credit, because it was a fantastic ball he's knocked into his right foot, and Tony's just rose above everybody, and a great firm header. Oh, what a great goal.
The ball delivered perfectly to the far post, and Miller, arm outstretched, couldn't get anywhere near that. Keith Beach, I think the supporters have got something to say now.
Absolutely, a sea of blue and white all around me. As soon as that ball came across, they began to rise to their feet in expectation, and when the thumping header at the back of that net, a huge cheer, you can hear it behind me. Ipswich Town 1, Barnsley 1, and Ipswich Town supporters now are cheering their team on. Game on.
33 minutes on the clock, 1-1 at Wembley. Kevin Beattie summarising. They say on the scoreboard away on the right-hand side when you come in. In fact, they have them at both ends here, but they say venue of legends. And for Ipswich Town, Kevin Beattie is certainly one of them.
Checks in the post, right?
Let's hope we have another 11 on the pitch this afternoon.
Oh, I'm sure they have. You know, we know these are keen up for it. We know the guys, and they've been wanting this for a long, long time, and they're not going to let it slip out their fingers.
Well, there are some Barnsley supporters down on the front there trying to lift their fellow supporters without very much success, as Ipswich come on the attack again through the middle. Nice touch from Stewart. Holland towards goal. Miller. Stewart. Can he put it away? Naylor can't force it in. It's touched away from the 6-yard area. Oh, Ipswich Town had so many chances, and in the end it was heroic defending to put it away for yet another corner.
Fabulous player.
Throw, in fact.
Naylor just
comes in from Croft into Naylor. Back now. Jermaine Wright, one touch too many perhaps, brings it forward, comes off the defender and goes back to the keeper, Kevin Beattie.
Yeah, sorry, you know, going back, you know, Jermaine Wright is brilliant there, but Marcus Stewart and Jermaine Wright both had a poke, then it's gone to Matt Holland, and actually the keeper made a fantastic save, but you know, they're living dangerously at the moment at Barnsley, so come on lads, keep this pressure up.
Barnsley on the counter, Shipley trying to go past and forward, now into the area. Wright needs to come out and get onto that ball. Hignett pushes him wide and he's given a penalty.
Diabolical.
The assistant, who was closer, didn't flag. So how can that be a penalty?
Diabolical.
Keith Beach, you're down near the action. How do you see it?
Well, I must admit that I saw it. I've got to say this. I think that was a penalty. I haven't got the luxury of the monitors that you've got up in your commentary box, but the ball was very well pushed away from Richard Wright by the Barnsley player. Wright was committed to going for the ball, and when the ball wasn't there, he took down the man. The referee now is going to go and speak to his assistant. That's where the Ipswich Town players have gathered. That's where they're making protest, but they're not going to change their minds, are they? It's now going to be Richard Wright versus Darren Barnard, by the look of it, the Welsh international for Barnsley, and the penalty is going to be awarded. Interested to see what that monitor shows, but from where I am, other side of the goal, looked like a spot kick.
Well, sadly, I have to agree with you, as Darren Barnard will come forward. 15 goals he scored so far this season. Former Chelsea player against the next England goalkeeper. He comes forward. Wright saves it! Oh, yes! Richard Wright makes amends for that penalty, which we felt from the replays was a penalty. It doesn't matter now, because that was a superb save. It wasn't a particularly well hit penalty, but Richard Wright went down, guessed correctly, and it's still one apiece. Terry Heilbronn will blow for the end of this first half, an incident-packed first half. If you're not terribly worried who wins, you'll say that was a good, entertaining game of football. 2 good goals, a penalty save. From Ipswich Town's point of view, Lady Luck maybe just beginning to shine on George Burley's side one more time. We've got another 45 minutes at least of this. Ipswich Town, another 45 minutes away from a place in the Premier League. Half-time, it's one apiece. Ipswich Town in the blue, the white and the blue against the all-red of Barnsley. Barnsley will restart this game. Town kicking from right to left, attacking the goal, which has 37,000 Ipswich supporters behind it. And if the ball hits the net there, you'll hear it in Suffolk without us.
Oh, not many. I'll tell you, that'll be like an atom bomb going off, Terry. What we've got to do is now just keep our composure the first 20 minutes. And because we know what's going to happen again, it's going to be the cavalry charge as usual, but we've got to sort of keep our eyes on this Hignett.
Richard Wright hitting the ball long. It's BBC Radio Suffolk on Ipswich Town's campaign to the Premier League, and Naylor scored for Ipswich Town. He's got the shirt off his back, got past the keeper, and a right foot ball goes into the back of the net. He's going to get a booking. He won't care. Ipswich Town have taken the lead, and Naylor will be the hero of Ipswich Town. His 9th goal of the season, and it gets closer.
He won't care about that, the booking, but what great play again. Marcus Stewart is leapt there like a gazelle, and he just flicked it on, and we're just talking about, you know, Richard Naylor, how well he deserves this, and he's got past his man and he's stuck it right under the keeper's body, right into the corner. Fabulous, fabulous goal.
Keith,
come on,
did you see that fantastic torso of Richard Naylor there?
Absolutely superb goal there, scored by Richard Naylor. He just ran onto that ball and struck it so sweetly. I tell you, boys, we're part of history today.
Holland linking well with Clapham on this left-hand touchline. Still Clapham, forward to Stewart. Oh, lovely ball, inside to Naylor. He'll bring it away wide on the left-hand side. Stewart was caught left, but still Naylor on it. Bringing it back onto his right foot. Jermaine Wright's in the area. Oh, left foot volley, just past the post.
Oh, great play again, absolutely superb play between Clapham and Naylor, and I thought Naylor was going to actually put it in with his left foot, but Jermaine Wright has made a run from the halfway line into the box, and he's not far away.
A yard away. The defender just lunging at him, put him off enough to just get his shot off target slightly, but that was a good move by Ipswich Town down their left-hand flank.
We've got to keep this pressure on them, because these will crack if we keep this pressure. No problem at all.
Mowbray to Stewart. Ipswich Town hanging on to possession all the time at the moment. Stewart trying to be a little bit over-ambitious. Naylor was one up with 4 defenders. Clatham's backing up out wide on this left-hand side. Curls the ball across the 6-yard area. Oh, it's there! Marcus Stewart has scored from 6 yards! And Ipswich have gone a stage further to Premier League football at Wembley. Marcus Stewart with his 21st goal of the season. He was here with Bristol Rovers, but this one is much more important.
And I tell you something, we've got to go back. We have got to go back all the way back to, I tell you, I'm so excited, to Jamie Clapham. He's knocked a fantastic ball over the top for Richard Naylor, who's made a great run behind their defence, and he's brought it down on a shilling, and he's waiting for Jamie Clapham to make the run, and he's put it back wide. Martin, by this time, Marcus Stewart's made a run into the box, and a superb ball by Jamie Clapham, a one-off header. Absolutely superb football. Great football.
Fantastic play. Dire now, though, for Barnsley. Ipswich have made that pressure count at the beginning of this second half. It was all blue shirts. They need to hang on now as the ball comes forward. Shipley attacking. Now Dyer, overhead kick. It's behind for a goal kick. Spectacular play from the big forward, but not good enough, and it's gone behind.
Yeah, I said that just before the last goal. We've got to now keep the ball for 5-10 minutes, just so we can calm ourselves down, because this is where they're going to be dangerous again. And if we just keep it down, get our passing going, we'll frustrate these again, and we're capable of getting more goals.
Jeff Thomas is going to come on for Eric Tinkler. Thomas on for Tinkler. The South African makes way for the former England international Thomas. There's been some doubts over his fitness, but obviously he's coming on to give a bit of steel in this Barnsley midfield that has been rocked by Ipswich in this second period.
Oh, definitely. You know, we've come out and we're well on top. But he's a good player, Thomas. He's been around a lot. He's ex-England international, so we're going to have to watch him.
Barnsley in possession inside the Ipswich half. Quarter of an hour to go. Can you stand it? 3-1 Ipswich Town lead Barnsley, but Shipley trying to find a way through. Towards goal, right goes down to his right-hand side. In the 6-yard area. Good play from Shipley. He's a dangerous player.
He is. He's a big lad with a lovely touch, and he's a very dangerous player. But, you know, I think we are getting a bit too casual at the back, where we've got to get up to them.
Brown pushing forward. Over on the far side, Barnard over the top. Thomas has made a run in the box. Mowbray's with him. Oh, it's a penalty. Mowbray colliding with Thomas.
I'll tell you something though, you can't blame Tom and Mowbray for that. Okay, he's given the penalty away, but Jeff Thomas has been left all on his own. I That doesn't look like a penalty to me neither.
Well, Thomas made sure he went down.
Oh yeah,
that was his experience.
Exactly, but it's bad marking by the midfield to let Thomas get in there.
Well, this sets it up for an interesting last 12 minutes. It's Hignett against Wright. He saved one penalty. Surely he can't save another. He comes forward. He's put it away. Barnsley have got a goal back in this game. Barnard wants the ball. And Ipswich still have a goal lead. It's Barnsley 2, Ipswich 3. And we've got 12 minutes of what's going to be heart-stopping football. I can feel it.
Well, it's going to show us what we're made of now. You know, I think we were a little bit too casual to start with. As soon as we went 3-1 up, and we've let them get back into the game now.
Martin Rusa is told to warm up. Venus pushing the ball forward. Back to Miller. Ipswich, the nails are bitten down to the quick.
Yeah, we've got to keep our patience, Terry. Get that ball and keep it down. Look, but they've got a man free on the far post.
Holding the line, he wants to flick this ball down into the area. Mowbray this time getting it away, but there was an offside decision, or certainly a foul.
Yeah, it was a foul. The linesman actually, I thought they were offside. I thought Hignett was offside when he's nodded it down, Shipley, but there's a referee who's given the foul for Shipley was riding on Venus's back. But the linesman, the far side, has stood there and kept his flag down after the knockdown. It's terrible. Come on, pick yourselves up. We're looking tired. They've got to keep themselves going. There's 12 minutes to go.
The ball comes forward. Looking for Stewart, the scorer at the third goal. Shipley has got the ball away. Christoph heading it down. But Croft forward now, looking for Stewart. He was onside, but the ball was hit too far long. There are some tired legs out there.
Yeah, definitely.
It's been a heavy pitch, a lot of rain on it. It drains, it saps the energy, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah. You know, it's a big pitch as well. But these lads are fit lads. You know, they should be able to play
Barnard
2 games in 2
with the
days.
ball in the box. Oh, Clapham on his own with 2 forwards, and he gets it away. Good play, Appleby. Now a long-range shot, thundering forward from Chettle. Cleared away, the ball back in the area. Offside, Wright coming out with Shipley. He's put it over the bar, and Ipswich will now make a substitution, and Martin Rusa will come on, and it's going to be Marcus Stewart who will leave the field, the scorer of Ipswich Town's 3rd goal. Stewart off, and Martin Rusa.
Well, at least we've got fresh legs up front, and he'll definitely have a go at this defence. But going back to our defenders, Tony Mowbray is the guy there marshalling everybody. We've got to push up quicker, Terry, because if we don't, we're just going to let them. They've got so much space in the midfield that they're going to cause us problems all the time.
The ball back in now from Barnsley, though, on the edge of the 18-yard area. Venus grows another 6 inches, just enough to nod that one away.
You know something? Our midfield players, Jim Majil, Matt Owen, Jermaine Wright, they're not in this game at all. They've got to do something.
They've disappeared at the moment. Jermaine Wright trying to work with Thomas. The ball in from Eden towards goal. Wright, brilliant save from 6 yards.
What a fantastic save! But it's all come down to bad defending and defending too deep again. You know, Jermaine Wright, I've just mentioned him, is left Jeff Thomas all alone to get that cross in.
Barnsley still turning the screw. 5 minutes plus time at the end of this game. Town leading 3-2 against Barnsley. And the defence being shoved back all the time by Shipley, testing it at the far post.
We should be walking them up. Don't let them dictate. It's the defence that should dictate.
The red supporters willing their side on as the ball comes in the area again. Wright goes up. Brilliant catch on the penalty spot from Richard Wright. He doesn't do it enough, which is crazy because he's very good at it.
Yeah, we need him to do that all the time. And I haven't mentioned the save, his last save. That was a world-class save. Absolutely unbelievable save.
Croft to Naylor. And Naylor pushing it through. Now Rusa going through the middle. He's got great pace. He's bringing it through into the edge of the area. Rusa has scored for Ipswich Town. The goal that will take them to the Premier League and earn him a contract at the same time. It's Ipswich 4, Barnsley 2.
What? This is fairy tale stuff. Absolute fairy tale. His first game for the club. He scores against Fulham, and now he comes on at Wembley, which, you know, it's got to be a dream to Martin Rusa. And to tell the truth, I've got to go back to Richard Naylor for his consistency and put the ball in. But Russia, what a great finish!
That was magnificent.
Absolutely.
And that's game, set, and match. Martin Rusa, the hero from Holland. We've had some great Dutch players for Ipswich Town in our time, but he's got a magical right foot and left, as we saw in the semi-final. Now, keep steady, because they kind of rush us through the other end. Barnsley into the area. It's in the arms of Richard Wright. We're into additional time. It's injury time, not extra time. Injury time at the end of this game. I'm getting too excited. I have to calm down.
I think, as you say, we've had a few Dutchmen, Terry, but none of them have made an impact in the first few games like Martin Rusa has.
Ipswich are so close, you can taste Old Trafford.
Oh, Tim, what a game. Absolutely unbelievable. Come on now, just turn and take your time.
And surely time must almost be there. Terry Heilbron coming over to Craig
blowing up.
And
that's it.
And that's it! Ipswich Town are in the Premier League! 11 heroes plus the substitutes. Martin Rusa made it safe as a substitute. And George Burley, December '94 he joined this club. And May 2000 he's taken the team to football's top flight in this country.
Yeah, and very deserving to so as well, Terry. I'm over the moon for George. He's a good player when I was playing with him, and he's proved he's not a bad manager either. But I'm so pleased for everyone at ITFC. From the chairman through the board, the playing staff, right down to the ladies who do the washing. Magnificent, but the lads were brilliant today.
Final score at Wembley. Will be back for the presentations here in just a while. Final score here, Barnsley 2, Ipswich 4.
The Ipswich Town players are now being led towards the royal box. The captain, Matt Holland, will go up and collect the trophy. They get a trophy for this now. They'll get medals as well. Jim Magilton hugs Richard Wright, but Matt Holland, ever present since he joined this club, is making his way up the steps.
Matt Holland, Tony Mowbray, the scorer of the first goal. David Johnson with his blue hair. Jermaine Wright, Jim Magilton, Jamie Clapham, Wayne Brown, who's played his part throughout the season, Martin Rusa with that fantastic goal, Fabian Wilness, Richard Wright with the penalty save, John McGreal, Marcus Stewart, Mark Venus, Richard Naylor, Jamie Clapham and Keith Brannigan, followed by George Burley. The jacket's back on, and Matt Holland comes up, big beaming smile on his face, shakes the hand of David Sheepshanks, who gives him a huge hug. He'll be stepping down from the Football League officialdom very, very shortly, because now it's Ipswich Town in the Premier League. The medal goes on, and there goes the cup. Ipswich Town have won the Division 1 playoff final at Wembley. It's the last domestic cup final at this grand old stadium. And I can't think of a better way to finish a season than this.
Magnificent, but tell you something, you look at all the Barnsley players and supporters, they're also applauding us as well. What a great, end to the season. It was a great game. We've seen a fantastic match, and everybody, they're all going, there's Gary Croft, he's over the moon with that. Look, who's that with the hat on?
I think it's Wayne Brown with the big hat on.
Yeah,
now it's Fabian Wilness. The lead nearly goes. Martin Rusa, who I think is going to be an Ipswich Town player next season.
Yeah,
Richard Wright, the safe hands of Wrighty. Oh. Could that have kept him as an Ipswich Town player? We will have to see. John McGreal, first game back for a couple of months, and he was superb form. Marcus Stewart, the third goal. Richard Naylor, Ipswich Town, second. Excellent substitute performance from him. He goes under the knife tomorrow. Mark Venus will also face the surgeon, and Jamie Clapham, who's just been superb. Keith Brannigan on loan from Bolton. He shows that to the Ipswich Town supporters. And the biggest smile of all, George Burley.
Well, welcome back to Wembley Stadium, where we're still enjoying Ipswich Town's triumph this afternoon. Let's go down pitch side now and join Keith Beach.
David Sheepshanks, big smile on your face, and why not?
Yeah, it's taking time to sink in, but over the last few days, everything goes through your head. You imagine, you know, everything, what it might be like if you're on the wrong end. But yet I haven't dared even think what it'll be like to be on the right end, even though I was confident right the way through. But, you know, you're trying to cut the right line with the press, not appear too, you know, too overconfident. Not, you know, you try and play it down, don't send any messages to the opposition that they can use. And I know George has been feeling the same, but at the end of the day, I really believed in these guys, and I mean, wow, what a match, you know, and we've done it. It's just absolutely fantastic.
Did you believe in it even when Barnsley went ahead so early on?
Well, no, genuinely, we talked about that. We knew we could come back from if they went ahead. I think we were a little unlucky. There was a tremendous strike. In fact, funnily enough, we talked last night about, you know, you never know what happens. They might get a lucky strike. Well, that's probably unfair to Craig Hicknett because it was a great strike. And but Richard was a little unlucky. It rebounded off him. But I think, you know, the spirit in the team is completely different to maybe years gone by, and that's not to do the guys last year or the year before any disservice. But, you know, there is really a tough inner spirit in this side now, and they showed that the other day away at Charlton. They showed it again in both legs against Bolton, and my goodness me, if they showed it today, you know, when it counted.
So what does this mean to Ipswich Town Football Club?
Well, you know, you have to forgive me. We'll do some interviews in the days ahead, I'm sure. It obviously... I mean, it obviously means a great deal of financial stability, and it will be very, very important for, you know, for the board and the club to take stock over the next few days and to plan it right. We will have money for spending and strengthening the team, though, you know, goodness me, we've got a hell of a squad here already. But we wouldn't be foolish enough to think we didn't need to go on and strengthen it, because it'll be a tough call to, you know, to stay there.
James Scowcroft, James, quick word for one of the players that has been such a hero for Ipswich Town this season. Didn't play today. That must have been bitterly disappointing for you not to be involved.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. You know, hard. Probably. You know, when it got going, I kicked every ball, but you know, it's what it's all about now. You know, it's a great day, but it's all about next season now. And you know, it's a big game today, but I think we've got 38 big games next year, so that, you know, it's a big thing to look forward to next year.
Are you a good person at watching football games?
Not really, no. I couldn't look really the last 10 minutes, and when Martin put the winner in, then you know, it's excellent. You know, it's what it's all about. And it's been 4 hard years. You know, we've had a lot of disappointments, but you know, it makes it all worthwhile. You know, good things come.
And what's it mean for a Suffolk boy to be a Premiership footballer with his Suffolk club?
Everything. You know, the club is a Premiership club. You know, some people might disagree with that, but you know, I've known the club for many years now, and it's always been a top-class club on and off the field. And you know, it's at its right place, I think.
Jim O'Jilton, bottle of Carlsberg, drinking that, celebrating, big smile on your face. Pretty good stuff, this, isn't it?
Fantastic day. It doesn't get any better than this. You dream about this all your life. I have anyway, and to come here and win in the manner in which we did, to go behind and then come back. But we've shown a lot of qualities, fighting qualities this year that people seem to have forgotten about, and even up to this day, even though we'd beaten them 8-1 in aggregate, people were still writing us off. It's incredible. And we had, you know, on the day, we thoroughly deserved a victory, I think.
When you start playing the game, do you put it out of your mind that you're in front of 70,000 people on the most historic football pitch there is?
Yeah, I do. Simply because you have to. Yeah, you must remain focused on the job in hand. Yes, it's wonderful. That's why you come out an hour and a half before the kick-off, milk it in, you know, suck it all in and try and take it all in. But it's hard not to. But as a pro, you know, you must remain totally focused and concentrated on the job in hand.
It's not been a bad time since you started at Ipswich Town, has it?
It hasn't. Been wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Last year we blew it, in my opinion, and we went into the playoffs a little bit downhearted. This year we had a bad month, and I'm glad it was March and not April. We had a bad month, and then we've come back stronger, better, fitter, and you know, this is all just a culmination in the hard work everyone's done. Tremendous squad effort. Richard Naylor, Jermaine Wright, 2 lads that haven't featured in, you know, quite some time, came in and done a fantastic job today for us. So, you know, it's just personally fantastic, but as a team, you can't get better than that.
Richard Wright, congratulations, super performance and a super victory for the team.
Yeah, if you look at the character we've got in this team, we performed excellent today. We went down from an early goal, if you like, and then we've played out from then on. Then we played some excellent football and never looked back.
A few events that you were involved in. First of all, that goal. I mean, it's a terrific shot, but you were very unfortunate. Yeah, I thought I maybe should have got a little fingertips to it, maybe got it over the bar, but it hit the bar and came down, hit the back of my hand and went in. So I was disappointed, but straight after that I had another shot down to my right, which I got down, held on to, so that helped my confidence and got me back into the game. Talk me through the penalty. I was on the pitch side and I thought it was a penalty. Telly was up in the gods. He didn't think it was to start off with, but talk us, what do you think of the offence in the first place? Could have gone either way. From my point of view, I went down. I shouldn't have gone down in that area. I tried to pull my arms away, but Craig is a clever player, and he'll capitalise if I make any error, any bad decision or anything, and he did that. But fortunate enough, I saved the penalty, so we can't worry about it. It's not bad, was it, that save, actually? I'm pleased with it, yeah. It doesn't matter how I saved it, as long as I kept it out, and very pleased, and on the whole, that we're very pleased with the performance as well. And what's this ritual? Because as you were standing there, and the player, and I think it was Andrew Barnard, wasn't it, was coming up, swing your arms out wide, make yourself big. Is that what you do before every penalty? Yeah, I think I do. I try to. It's a psychological thing. If someone see a big target, then perhaps they worry about a bigger target. You know, if they see a small target, they think, oh, I've got a big goal to aim at. So it's just something I do. And in many ways, the most important save was, what, 10 minutes from time when they were putting on pressure? Yeah, I had someone got across John McGrew and I had a fortunate enough, I got the save, but the main thing was it fell to one of our players and we got it away, so we were very pleased with that. How important is this to a local lad, local team now in the Premiership? I knew I was going to get asked that question today. How many times? Listen, it means everything to me, not just to me, to my family, to all my friends who are all mad Ipswich Town supporters, so I'm looking forward to being involved in the Premier League club and hopefully being successful next year with Ipswich Town.
Let's go back out onto Wembley Way now, where Leslie Dolphin is talking and mingling with the supporters.
Hello. I think it's Alan Ferguson. What? Come on, say what do you reckon?
Absolutely brilliant. Waited all season for that. It was worth the wait. It was superb. Absolutely superb.
The pitch, of course, wasn't as good as the one at Portman Road, was it?
I think we made allowances for it, though.
Come on, talk me through the game. What did you reckon?
I worried when we went one down early on, my heart was in my mouth again, and then we get ourselves back into it only to lose a penalty. But Wrighty made a brilliant save, and we just took it on from there.
I know, I couldn't believe it when he saved it. It was wonderful, wasn't it?
Absolutely marvellous.
There'll be celebrations in the town tonight, I'm sure, and in the whole of Suffolk, and more celebrations tomorrow as well. The civic reception, BBC Radio Suffolk will be live there. There's an open-top bus with the players going around the town parading the trophy, and it all then culminates on the Cornhill and on the steps of the town hall.
And welcome to a very special edition of Suffolk PM, because over the next 2 hours, BBC Radio Suffolk will bring you full coverage of the Super Blues victory tour of Ipswich Town. Tonight, of course, is the fans' chance to salute their footballing heroes 24 hours after victory at Wembley and promotion to the all-important Premiership. The team's journey on an open-top bus through the streets of Ipswich begins.
It's a sea of blue and white flags on the Cornhill in Ipswich, because we're going to the Premier League. Let's have the music, Graham, and let's sing the blues.
I never felt more like singing the blues when Ipswich win and others lose. More like dancing all night when Ipswich is fire.
boys. We've been expecting you. David Johnson, let's have a few words from Jono with that wonderful blue hair.
I'd just like to thank everyone for turning up today. The lads really appreciate it, and so does the football club, and we couldn't have done it without you, so thanks to everyone.